Okay, so that's it. Wow. Quadri. Got tougher.
Okay, not pretty.
A bit ugly. The talks now, it's ugly. That's Austin, right. There's no two words, there's no two ways about it. It's ugly when, you know, they have to go through all this, you know, to represent the country. Not good at all. And it's going to be very devastating if Segun Toriola doesn't go to the Olympics, if he loses against a player like Saka Suraj. Saka Suraj plays for Congo, but he's Nigerian. So there are loads of examples like that. You can understand why these guys are going and leaving Nigeria to play for countries like Congo. No disrespect to them at all, but these countries are not as big as Nigeria in any shape or form. So just imagine if Edem Offiong loses to Onye and Nwachukwu. That would be really,
talking about Edem Offiong, you know, even yesterday she actually had a nice outing also in her own right, in her own performance, winning all the games and all that. So today she will also be in action against an Algerian athlete. Okay, her result, Habab Hussein, that's who she had to face in the group stage, 11-3, 11-2 and 11-3. And of course against Safa Farah, 11-4, 11-6 and 11-1. So her game today, well, the last 16, she definitely wants to do something better against Islam Light from Algeria. That's the round of 16.
She actually defeated Islam Light in the Senior Cup. So that means she needs to replicate that and don't be complacent on the rate Islam Light, because she's also a good player in her own right.
Yes.
But she has said that it's difficult without a coach.
You know, but she can keep pushing on.
She has to. I mean,
first coach is doing it. He's pushing on.
We keep saying that it's their career and all that, but we shouldn't, you know, forget the fact that it's difficult sometimes doing this all alone. Quadri won in Sudan. Did you hear the number of times he mentioned Toriola? Toriola told me this. Toriola told me that. His experience. He told me, work on this, work on that.
Worked on my forehand strokes.
Coach, that's the coach's work right there.
There's already a player coach ready.
You know, that's a coach's work, and it worked for Quadri. But Segun Toriola right now is doing it on his own. Edem Offiong doing it on her own. So it's really, really difficult.
It's not a good one at all. Okay, from there now, we move straight to athletics. What is happening in Kenya right now? Well, Tayo, you're already smiling.
I'm smiling now, you know why.
Okay, so tell me.
No, it's not. Carry on, Sisi.
The athletics Kenya's chief executive, he has actually asked to step aside for 21 days pending on investigation into allegations that he actually collected money from about 2 athletes to reduce, you know, their doping bans, you know, the numbers of years, to actually reduce the doping bans they had on those athletes. But he says that is a fabrication. There's nothing truthful about it. He has denied it because the accusation was coming from Joy Sakari and also Francisca Kogi Manuga. These are the 2 athletes who actually, you know, he said he actually asked them to give him about $24,000 to reduce their 4-year bans. So these 2 runners were caught doping in August at the World Championship in Beijing, and of course where Kenya topped the medals table. But that was the news that was actually coming out. So Hinan says, okay, he had to, you know, step down so that they can actually carry out the investigation.
Yeah, Austin, Cecilia, the last time we spoke about doping and athletics, and also I remember I said, nothing's going to surprise me again. There's no smoke without fire. The more you can keep hearing about this reports, the more it's looking likely that there's something really fishy might have gone on. So, well, like I said, investigations are ongoing. We'll see at the end of the day if he's guilty or not.
Well, we'll know, but then at the IWF, they'll keep looking at Kenya, because when over 40 of your athletes have been banned in the last 3 years for doping, then it means there's something wrong. They need to look into it. But first thing, let them start their house cleaning. Let them look amongst themselves and see who are those that does not want, you know, athletes to stay clean. Remember, we spoke to Kalkaba, president of Confederation of African Athletics. He says that our athletes in Africa are clean. It is when they go overseas and they see some of the abracadabra that goes on there.
I'm not convinced.
But he knows what he's talking about. He's an administrator. He knows what he's talking about. And if things like these are really coming out, then it means that, look, it's simple. Everyone wants to win. But we need to encourage people to win the right way.
That's the key there. That's the key there. So if athletes dope, you know, and they get caught, then there's no reason for any administrator to be, protecting the athletes, and that's the issue we have right there now. Because, like I said, there's a very thin line between winning and losing. So they do extra stuff.
But we should be careful. It's like that's what he's trying to say. If you say Kenya is doping, don't say it's Africa's problem.
Africa's problem, yeah.
No,
That's what it's looking like in the Western media.
I think he said
that's Russia's problem. It's not. You can't say it's an European problem. You can't say it's an African
But the
problem.
IAAF, once they start looking at Russia, they want to look at England, they want to look at Belgium, they want to take all over Europe.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
But I think, what Akaba said the other time was the fact that, when these athletes actually have coaches, most of the coaches that come in are actually foreigners. He mentioned that. So I'm now thinking, why not look at these coaches and see what they're actually doing to their own athletes? Or maybe they don't have rule over it. But I think Kenyan athletes actually have a whole lot of work to do. Well, let's listen to, the president of Athletics Kenya talking about Jack Tuwei when he was actually showing to journalists how, Isaac Wangi asked to step aside for 21 days for the investigations to actually go on.
Mr. Isaac Wangi, who is the CEO here, and the allegations directed to him, has given his letter of request to take leave. And he has given request for annual leave pending investigations, and the annual leave started yesterday for 21 days, 21 working days. And that has been accepted, that has been given, and that is from his own volition, and therefore the letter is here, and it is very clear. This morning we have agreed that the investigations will be carried out by ADAC, because that is the body mandated to do the education, the outreach, the investigations, now the testing, and if there is anything else that should be done. They are mandated to do that. And so we have all agreed that ADAC is going to form a committee of investigations into these allegations that I've just said. We would like to see that they finish within the period that is given, because speed here and diligence is of essence. With, of course, looking at the individual rights of everybody, we would like to see that the sport is protected by all means, and that the country is clear, is clear of all these things.
Okay, definitely that was coming from, I'm talking about Athletics Kenya President Jack Tuwei on why he will have to step down and how they can actually ensure that their house is clean. They really need to clean up that because it's affecting the whole of Africa.
That's right. I said those allegations are giving him mental anguish. Those are his words, and it's not sweet. Even when we heard of what happened here with some athletes in a competition that was already done and dusted, we didn't like it. Nobody likes this. So Africa needs to stand up, get united against doping, and ensure that our athletes stay clean.
Surely, and it all boils down to the athletes themselves.
That's right.
It's a strict liability policy. So you are in charge of whatever goes into your body. It's as simple as that. You can't blame it on the coach or blame it on ignorance.
Yeah, that's it.
The coach comes, gives you something to drink, and then you just take it and just drink, and because my coach gave me.
No, Austin, you don't understand. Sometimes you need it's someone that you trust.
No.
I mean, you feel he won't give you anything.
The World Anti-Doping Agency, they operate strictly by, strict liability policy, meaning whatever goes into your body,
You're
you can't
responsible
afford
for
to
it.
trust anybody.
That's right.
Yeah, even though it might be your coach of 10 years, who knows, he's trying to win, he's trying to...
A coach gives me a drug, it's my career, I go and do some research about the drug.
Well, exactly.
It's not part of the banned substances.
How will you know? You just discovered that it's in there.
I will go into Google and Google that drug. It's very important that athletes do that.
You don't even need to go to Google. Just go to their website. There's a long list of prohibited substances.
I need to go back to football now from this doping issue because it's not pleasant at all. Okay, Nigel De Jong, of course, the guy who actually had that flying kick at the 2010 FIFA World Cup in South Africa against Xabi Alonso. He has joined LA Galaxy, and he says, well, it's definitely going to be happy, in that club.